This is Penny Keener, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator and the original KeenerINKer. Today we're going to be making a Holly Jolly gnome card, and it's using Gnomes for the Holidays, stitch shape framelits, the layering circle framelits, and then the wrapped in texture embossing folder. For colors, we're using Cherry Cobbler, Soft Suede, and Whisper White cardstock, and then the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. I absolutely love these colors for Christmas. And then for inks, we're using the Memento Tuxedo Black and Old Olive stamp pad, and lots of Stampin' Blends. So for this one, we're using the Light Calypso Coral, Light and Dark Cherry Cobbler, Light and Dark Old Olive, Light Petal Pink, Light and Dark Smoky Slate, Light and Dark Soft Suede, and our Wink Stella brush. So the sizes that we have today is, I've already die cut my circles out with the stitch shapes and the layering circles. I have 2 pieces of my Designer Series paper, and this one measures 1 by 4, and this is a 1/2 by 4. And then cardstock is 4 by 5 1/4, and then my card base is cut a little bit different. It is a 1/2 a sheet of cardstock. It's cut for 4 1/4 by 11. So I'm going to use my Simply Scored scoring tool, and I'm going to score at 5 1/2, and then also 8 1/4 for this particular card. Move this stuff out of the way. All right, so I'm going to take my bone folder, and I'm going to get a nice crease on my cardstock. I'm also going to crease it right here. And then this is a flap. The card is going to fold a little different than normal, and I want to go ahead and secure that down. So I'm just going to use some of my Stampin' Seal. It's a super easy adhesive to use, which I love. So I have that secured down. And then I went ahead and stamped my gnome, and I used my first layers of my Stampin' Blends, my light colors. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring him. He is such a fun little gnome. So for the hands and eyes, I'm using my soft petal pink, and his little nose as well. And to add a little bit of blush to it, or show that his nose is a little bit cold, I'm going to layer that with my light Calypso Coral. And even though they're different colors, they layer quite nicely. When I'm using 2 colors, I did my light and then I did my dark, and then oftentimes I'll come back over with the light one and kind of blend that in. That's why these markers are so fantastic for layering. So here with my dark Cherry Cobbler, I'm going to kind of do my shading. And I don't want to go over all of it, just parts of it. I'll take my light and kind of go back over that and blend the two, the light and the dark, together. Then for my beard, I'm just going to add some detail, kind of following the lines that are on the image. So as you can see, I don't take a long time to color with these. You can spend as much time as you want. I like using the brush-in because I can just kind of swipe it and it's done. But you can add as many layers as you want with these. And they also have 2 ends. It has a brush and a bullet. So you can continue adding some shading to this as well. So I'm just going back over with the light, kind of to add a little more shading in there and blend the two together. All right, and For my little bell, I've already colored it with the light, but I want to go back over with the dark and add a little bit of that detail again. All right, my Wink of Stella, I want to make that bell kind of sparkly, so I'm just going to color in the bell. So now I'm going to layer this, and I'm just, again, going to use my Stampin' Seal on it. So I have my gnome ready to go. For the inside, what I did was I used my embossing folder just about a 3/4 to an inch down from the top. I went ahead and did my stamping as well. So now I'm going to put adhesive around the entire edge of this. All right, and then this ribbon is part of the All the Trimmings ribbon combo pack. It comes with the Poppy Parade and this Old Olive. Just adding a little pop of color at the top with that. And if you notice, what I did was, because I put the adhesive all the way around the edges, then I just wrapped it around and stuck it down on that adhesive, and it's ready to go on the front of my card. Actually, on the inside of my card. Okay, so now that's secure. Now I'm going to add my layers of designer series paper here on the front. So same with everything else, using a little bit of my Stampin' Seal. On the back of that. One of the reasons I really like this particular pattern is the polka dots here kind of mirror the polka dots in the embossing folder. And I thought that was pretty cool. All right, and then I'm going to put my gnome on the front of this. What that will do is cover my wording on the inside of the card, but I don't want to put an adhesive around the entire outside because then I would seal my card shut. So I'm going to make sure I know where the bottom is. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do kind of like a halfway line and put adhesive around the bottom half. Now I can line him up on here and secure him down. And so this particular card is going to open this direction, just a little bit of a different fold, kind of a fun way of showing off your card and having a unique fold with it without a lot of effort. Another card that I made using the gnome set, which I absolutely adore. Very similar coloration. I did the snowflake embossing folder, some wording down here with the oval punch. Used my oval layering pieces, added some of the adhesive backed snowflakes to kind of give a little something interested looking at. And then on this one I did Wink of Stella on the bell and the hat. And if you notice, he has a little bit of movement. There is a wobbler underneath. So it's just kind of super fun to play with. And this particular card opens a little bit different. So this oval down here is kind of holding it shut. So when you open it up, it has wording on the inside as well. And then when you close it, if you bend it just a little bit, it'll fit over there. Just a fun Merry Christmas card. So, what do gnomes love to sing at Christmas? There's no Christmas like a gnome Christmas. Please check out my website and subscribe to my channel for quick videos on how you can be a KeenerINKer too.